misunderstood and the ones to blame. What if we could start over? We could start over. We could start over. There's a kind of love that God only knows. God only knows what you've been through. God only knows.
Hey, good morning, everybody. Let's get started. And there we go. All right. Hey, good morning, everybody. There we go. Hey, good morning. Welcome. It is Monday, January 23rd of 2023, 1/23/23. Good to see everybody here this morning. My name is Sean Murphy. I'm your international speaker, trainer, host with the most, the creator of your Secret Sauce Academy, the creator of your Self-Talk Academy, the founder and creator of the 12-week mastermind with Sean that is blowing up people's success in a good way. And just owner of the ranch where we bring people out to live events. Good to see everybody here. Today, we're going to have a conversation. I need to take a big breath in and exhale. Today's conversation is all about the small story. Are you playing a small story? Are you living a small story? Are you telling a small story? What does that mean? Hey, good morning, everybody on Instagram. Good to see everybody. Small story. A small story keeps you stuck. A small story isn't really worth listening to. And when do you have a small story? What causes you to have a small story? What causes you to think you have a big story and you're telling a small story is your definite major purpose. See, sometimes we tell a story to be busy. We tell a story so that we can have a conversation, so that we can be hearing words coming out of our cake hole and going into our ears. We think that talking is communicating. It is not. How many of you ladies, how many of you just say, I wish he would just talk to me. He says a lot of words, or maybe doesn't say a whole lot of words. I wish he would just talk to me, communicate with me. See, this idea of your small story is an addiction to approval, is a belief that somebody put on you, is somebody told you, listen, as a Self-Talk Institute Academy member on the faculty of the Self-Talk Institute, by the time you're 18, if you lived in a reasonably positive household, drop an R in the chat. If you lived in an unreasonably positive household, drop a U in the chat. See, if you lived in an unreasonably positive household, the number I'm about to tell you is much higher, much more significant. Research shows and study shows, and what I've learned, what I've been taught, is that no fewer than 148,000. I want you to start right now. Start with 1, 2, 3, count until you get to 148,000, and think how long that's going to take you. If you lived in an unreasonably positive household, you heard more than 148,000 times, it's not good enough. So every time you decided to have a bigger story, every time you decided you wanted more, every time you decided to go for the brass ring, every time you wanted to go do something, how many of you know the phrase waiting for the other shoe to drop? Waiting for it to show up again, waiting for the pain to show up. This can't be that good. It can't be that good. It's too good to be true. See, if you've ever used the phrase, it's too good to be true, you have limited your life up until this point, because I'm going to ask you to not use that phrase anymore. If you believe in the law of attraction and you understand the psychology of the law of attraction, that when you ask for it, when you put it out there, if you put it out there, it can't come to you. If you tell the universe, see, this is your soft way, this is your nice way of downplaying your big story and shrinking into your small story, when you say it's too good to be true. Oh my God, it's too good to be true. I met somebody the other day. It's too good to be true. I had a job offer the other day. It's too good to be true. I had I had this opportunity to create this side gig and it's too good to be true. I had this opportunity to meet somebody new who wanted to join my business. It's too good to be true. And I'll be damned if the universe didn't make that an absolute, that it didn't come true. See, it wasn't the universe contriving with you. It wasn't the universe failing to deliver on a promise. The universe always delivers on the promise. God always delivers on a promise. It's called your free will. It's called your free choice. And you chose to say it's too good to be true. And you shrink down to your small story. See, this is about identities. You have an identity of being small. You have an identity of being puny. You have an identity that says, I'm not enough. Well, today, hopefully today, with courage today, with desire today, with gratitude today, that ends. With an unbelievable wanton wish and wonder and amazement, you have this ability, this possibility to say, this is going to be so good. I deserve more. In this lifetime, I'm going to live to my fullest extent. I'm going to have my definite major purpose. I'm going to find out who I am. Here, let me ask you a question. In the 12 weeks with Sean, if today, after this, you want to go purchase that event, it's $1,900, reach out to me. $500. Yeah, I'll give you the code. I'll make it up for you. But this is only if you're watching this replay, wherever you're watching it, and it's February. If it's January 25th, you've missed out. But today, $499, right? $499, $500. You get to have access to the entire program. And I'm going to redo the program. And what I mean by going to redo it is I'm going to show up more with other live events, with other videos that go along with it to help you interact with it, with the conversations that's going on in the 80 days of training. So here's my question for you. What business are you in? See, that's the question. People ask all the time, what business are you in? If I were to ask you, what business are you in? What business are you in? And if you tell me your network marketing company, that's a small story. That's a small story. If you say I'm in the nutritional world, that's a small story. But let's just say you're in that. You're in the business of wellness. I'm in the business of trading. I'm in the business of serving people. I'm in the business of, I don't have a business. You got a business. See, you don't have a business. That's a small story. See, sales is a transference of enthusiasm. Everything you do, every day you go, every time you have a conversation with your significant other, with your kids, you're in sales. Your business is to help your family have more. I don't know why you wouldn't consider that a business. You're wanting to create income to take care of things. You need money to do things. And the challenge is that maybe the reason that you're stuck or you feel that life is sucking the life out of you is that you feel you don't have a business. Well, you do have a business, and your business is being a better mom, better dad, better husband, better wife. And in that business, you have to provide value. Jim Rohn said, you want more income, create more value. Is your business providing value to your family? Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. So let's move on. That's day one. That's day one. See how most people get stuck on day one? And you've been to how much training? You've been to how many seminars? You've paid for how many books, and you can't answer that question with ease and effortlessness? How many trainings have you been to? How many conversations have you had? How many seminars have you been to? How many webinars have you been to? And you still find it a challenge to answer question day number one of the 12-week mastermind. Day number one, what business are you in? Day number two kind of takes the softness off of it and says, what business are you really in? What business are you really in? I'm in the business of helping moms and dads keep their promises. Oof. How many of you just right now got a kick in the gut? See, I'm in the business of helping you keep your promises. I'm doing good on keeping my promises. I'm doing good on keeping my promises. My question to you is, are you keeping yours? And if you're not keeping yours, then maybe we need to have a conversation, because I'm in alignment with your promise. That's day two. That's day two. See, if you understand that day one and day two, you're never going to play small again. You can't play small again if you're going to keep your promises and you're going to live up to your dream. Day three forces you to have a quantum linguistic moment. Day three says, where do you need to be in 6 months? Where do you need to be in July? What does your business need to be doing in July of this year? July. Holy crap. I don't know what I'm going to have for lunch. See, that's the problem. You're worried about what you're going to have for lunch. You should already know, based upon your definite major purpose of you wanting to be healthier, you wanting to lose weight, you wanting to be at a particular body fat percentage, you wanting to be able to have a particular metabolic system, you want to be able to sleep well at night. You should already have planned, lined out, already figured out what it is you want to eat. If you're trying to figure out what you're going to eat for lunch today, how small is your game? I understand where you may want to eat, but you already have designed. You're not going to be drawn into the, well, let's just go get Chick-fil-A. Nothing wrong with Chick-fil-A, but it probably isn't going to fit your ultimate diet of wellness and feeding your brain. It's good food. It's got good flavor, but it's not going to be the one with that's going to feed your brain with the carbs from the bread and all of this other stuff and these empty. It's not going to be on your wellness treat. It may be your treat for the day. That's okay. And by the way, this whole idea of cheat day, what the hell is that? What the hell is that? How it's the same thing of the weekend. I find it fascinating. It's not W-E-E-K week. It's W-E-A-K weekend. Why do we need a cheat day? Tell me why you need a cheat day. Do you really need a cheat day on your wellness, on your success? Are you going to tell your kids why they can't go to Disney World? Well, today's my cheat day. Today's my cheat date on my finance. Today's my cheat day on my building my business. Today's my cheat day. Who the hell came up with this idea? Somebody who sold you a program that said it would be so cool if you bought my program, you could cheat on it. Why does that make sense? Do you see how we start to limit ourselves when we play small? Listen, I'm going to go tell Michelle when she wakes up. Based on everything that's going on in the world today, I'm going to have a cheat day on our relationship. Oh, I know we play games. That would be my pass. They would be my pass, right? So-and-so would be my pass. But I'm going to just say, let's start a cheat day on our relationships. How's that work? Who wants to do that? Some of you are like, hell yes. Well, then you're in the wrong relationship and you're sucking the life out of yourself and them by staying there. Sorry. Why would you ever need a cheat day on something you desire, something you want, something you know is fulfilling? The reason that you need a cheat day is because it's really not what you want. It's not, you can't see beyond the forest of what it's going to bring you, what it's going to give you, what it's going to turn you into. Who are you going to become? What if you didn't cheat anymore? That's playing small. You want a small story? Cheat. You want a small story? Cheat. Go ahead, cheat. Give yourself an out. Oh, today's my cheat day. I get to have a piece of candy. Wow. Listen, I don't know where it's acceptable to cheat. I know in school it's not. I know in business it's not. I know in relationships it's not. I know in raising our kids, we shouldn't cheat them out of possibilities and greatness. How many of you want more for your kids than you had? Then stop cheating. Stop cheating by buying 75 programs and never reading the damn book. Stop cheating and never going through the entire program. Stop cheating and giving yourself an excuse. Stop cheating. You're playing too small. When you play big, there's no place for cheating. You are so busy, you don't look for a way out. You are so focused, you don't look for a way out. Do you realize cheating is a way out from doing what's necessary? You didn't do the thing that's necessary, so congratulations on your small story. How's that working for you? Congratulations on playing small. How's that working for you? Congratulations on cheating yourself out of your greatness. If you feel you should be farther than you are right now, drop an F in the chat. Some of you aren't going to drop an F in the chat. Drop an F in the chat if you think you're supposed to be farther than you are right now. Who is taking the test? Who is showing up for the exam today? If you feel you should be farther along today than you are, then you cheated the system and you didn't do the work. I'm just telling you, it's Monday mornings. It's slap around Mondays. It's Mayhem Mondays here on the call this morning. They usually are. Mondays are a tough day to show up. You have cheated yourself. And I'm going to ask you, when's it time? Listen, how many of you would like to go make $10,000 by the end of the year? Guaranteed make $10,000 by the end of the year. Then go get the 12-week program. Go spend the $1,800, $1,900, $2,500. I don't know what it is, but today you're getting it for $500. You got to reach out to me. I'll still guarantee you the 10 grand because you're going to go do the work. You're going to do the activities, because if you don't do the activities, listen, that's the guarantee. I'm asking you to not cheat yourself. It's 80 days. What if at the end of 80 days you had a lesson? You had lifelong lessons that couldn't be taken away from you. You had the ability to go make $10,000, $100,000, $200,000, $300,000 because the skills are all the same. It's, can you ramp them up? The reason people fall short, the reason people stop, the reason people get sucked into not finishing the program is because they want to cheat. They're so used to cheating. When's my cheat day? I had people tell me all the time, listen, you're going to kill these people. You've got 7 days, 80 days of just, it's boot camp, it's SEAL work, it's military work, it's mindset. And you can't make it through it. Why? Because you've got too many other things that are sucking your life away. I promise you, if you knew at the end of it, if you believed at the end of it that you could make 10 grand in the next 90 days after you finish the program, I'm giving you a whole year to do it. If not, I'll give you your money back. I know it's that powerful because you don't cheat. If you cheat, you won't make it through. If you cheat, you're going to have to start over. You know how many people have started over the program and still haven't made it to week 2? I don't know what the problem is. I kind of know what the problem is. The problem is they don't want to do the work. Well, you don't know my story, Sean. I'm busy. Okay, how's that working for you? You getting paid to be busy? Are you getting to keep your promises by being busy? Yes, I'm getting loud and I'm all in your face. I'm up in your grill. They still say that. Are you up in my grill? What are you up in my grill for? I see people struggling, and I got the brass ring for you. I can't do it for you. That's the thing, though. I can't sit here. I can't teach it. I can't give you. I can't just pour it into you. My enthusiasm, my passion, my pissed offness, my kicking you square in the cheeks feeling, whatever it is, that's not enough. It's not enough. It's not enough. You have to stop bitching about life and start doing the work. You got to do the basics. If you start to go into this process, if you go into this philosophy of, I know that, you're screwed. You're absolutely screwed, blued, and tattooed. You're done. Go hang it up. Just go hang it up. Don't even get started. The second you say, I know this, you're done. You have allowed your brain processes to live in your memories, because your memories are everything. Your brain is the archive. Your mind is the archive of everything that's ever happened to you. Listen to this for just a second. Maybe the 1,000th time I say it might be the one. This might be the first time you hear it. You might get it on this one. Your mind, Joe Dispenza has said it this way. Your mind is the archive of everything. How much? Everything that's ever happened to you. And when you say, I've lost my mind, means you've lost your memory of everything that's ever happened to you. And if you go to answer the question, if you say the I know that, is the I know that in the future or the I know that in the past? The I know that's in the past, and then instantly you bring forward in that brilliant brain of yours every subconscious memory that proves you already know this, and you don't. You don't know anything about today. You don't. This day has never existed before. How many of you have been here before at this hour at 6:48, 7:48, 8:48, whatever the heck time zone you're in. How many of you have been at this second before, or this second before, or this second before? None of you have ever been here, so there's nothing you know about this. The reason you are stuck, the reason you are dug into this is that if you had to think about what was actually going to happen, if you really paid attention to the laws of the universe, you'd wake up wondering, is Jupiter still where it's supposed to be? How about Saturn? Is Saturn still where it's supposed to be? I wonder if the sun's going to rise at the exact moment we can predict now and predict 100 years into the future and more. I wonder if the sun is going to... See, you don't worry about that. You're not worried about that. Are you worried about the 7th grade boy in your mind that's going to go, I wonder if Uranus is still out there? No, Uranus. It's Uranus if you're up till 3rd grade. But after that, it's Uranus. So all of this to say, you're not worried about that. You wake up, and the second you become conscious of who you are and where your phone is, 80% of people check their phone before they get out of bed. I don't think that's a problem. It's like, why do you check your phone? To remind yourself of the misery you're in. When you look in the mirror, when you see that face and you see that morning face and you're like, oh my God. Oh, I look so old. I can't believe it. Oh, if I could just get a facelift, if I could just get this taken care of. Oh my God, I feel so much younger. You haven't even gotten out of bed. You haven't even gotten in front of people yet. You have already just miserized. I don't know that that's a word. You've already just miserized your life. God forbid you stub your toe on the way out. God forbid somebody moved a piece of furniture a half an inch or put a rug someplace that's got a little bump in it. How many of you tripped over the little hump in the rug? Like, holy crap, what's going on? Why is that all out of whack? You're playing so small that when you wake up, you had this opportunity of unlimited potential. You just came from an unconscious state. The universe woke you up and said, let's go kick some ass. Let's go have some fun. And what do from when you move out of the theta state into the beta state and then into the alpha state of brainwave? When you move out of that theta dreamy state, you're not quite awake or sure. And then you elevate up into the beta state and then you go into the alpha. All of a sudden you're in this idea and you're like, oh, hey, look at how shitty my life is. And you start thinking of all of the things you didn't do yesterday and all the things you have to do yesterday, and you're not even present. So what do you have to do to your identity that woke up and said, we can rule the world today. We can rule our world today. We can have influence over who we are, what we are, when we are, and we can keep our promises. Today's the day we're going to keep our promises. Then you come out of that dreamy state into the real state and you go, I haven't been able to keep my promises in 30 years. So let me just play small. Let me tune down. Let me turn down. Let me figure out how to minimize and shrink my life and back into the shitty thought processes that I had yesterday. The 80,000 thoughts that I had yesterday, 80% of those aren't in our favor. 80% are not in our favor. And you start kicking off the day, kicking off the morning, going, how do I play big? And every thought from yesterday and every thought this morning already, 14,000 thoughts, you figure it out. 80,000 thoughts. In 24 hours, you figure it out. Just do 80,000 thoughts in the time you're awake. And then you went to sleep last night and you told your brain how crappy things are. And tomorrow's going to be better. Tomorrow's going to be better. And your subconscious is going, wait till you go to sleep. Boy, am I going to fill your brain with a whole bunch of crap. And you wonder why you're playing small. Is it possible you're hanging around small people? Bob Proctor said, if you don't want to be sick, don't hang around sick people. I mean, that's common sense, isn't it? Do you have a cold? Right? Do you have a cough you haven't been able to get rid of in 13 days? Are you not feeling? You just avoid them for a while. Well, if you had to avoid the people that made you play small, if you had to avoid, listen, this one's going to hurt. If you had to avoid the people who made you feel less than, small, and this, that, or the other, you'd probably be on a bus by yourself. And it'd probably be a small bus too, because there wouldn't be a whole lot of other people on it. You'd be on the bus by yourself. And if they did it based on size, it'd be a bus for two, you and the driver. Until you pull your head out of this fear and doubt and realize how amazing you are. until you decide that I'm going to, once and for all, the reason that you don't have your definite major purpose is because you don't want to have to say no to shit. You want to say yes to everything. Well, no, that's not the case. I want to say yes to all of the things that work. If that was the case, you'd be working right now. You're saying yes to all the crap that's not working. Now, listen, somebody's got to remind you. You already know this. That's why it's pissing you off. I'm not telling this. You already know. I know this. You could say that. I know this. I know I need to play full out. I know I need to do my definite major purpose. And the fact that you say, I know it, causes you to not have to do it, because your subconscious goes, well, if I know it, then what the hell? I must already be doing it. Let that one sink in. If you say, I know, the subconscious, every cell in your body says, well, then if you know it, then this is what it must be. So we're already doing it. Why do we need to shift? Why do we need to change? Why do we need to upgrade? Because you don't know. You have looked for so much significance and certainty. Your life is in pain. Oh, you may have momentary lapses of joy and bliss and gratitude and happiness and joy and bliss and gratitude, but 80% of your day, the Pareto principle, 80% of your day is a world of shit. Just frustration, aggravation, annoyment, and worrying about money. 60% of the day, people are talking about finances, the price of this, the price of that. How much is that? How much is this? I can't afford that. You're living in this state of misery, and I don't know why. You hear about gratitude. You say, I'm grateful. Grateful is not gratitude. Grateful is the recipe. Gratitude is the result. Nobody's cooking up the result. We say we're grateful. I write out my blessings every day. Well, you can write out your blessings if you're an ass, or you can write out your blessings if you're a king. You can write out your blessings if you're a joker. It has nothing to do. If you're writing out based upon the identity of who you are, you're going to have a blessing that doesn't do anything for you because it's more of the same. It takes focus to get into a state of gratitude. So many of us are so busy in the strategy of success, strategy of action, the strategy of doing. Wallace D. Waddell said, it is not about doing certain things. Well, I'm doing the certain things. I'm doing my blessings. I don't know why life isn't changing. Because you're not doing it. The rest of that story is do things in this. It's not about doing certain things. It's about doing things in a certain way. And that certain way is with state. Tony Robbins talks about physiology, focus, language, and meaning. None of us have changed our physiology. We wake up, we're in misery. We do this. Let me do my blessings. Okay. I am so grateful that, oh, geez, I don't even know what to say this morning. I'm so grateful for the air that I breathe because it allows me to live my day. Go deep. Go deep. Cal Newport in his book, Deep Work, talks about we do such shallow work. You know how shallow your work is? This is, again, Mayhem Monday. You know how shallow your work is? How many of you could stop your incomes and live off what you've saved for 5 months? That's how shallow your income work is. That's how shallow your income work is. How many of you could your spouse go away for 5 months and come back? That's how shallow your relationship is. I want you to wake up so you can make a change. I'm giving you an offer that's beyond bizarre. When you dive into the 12-week program, go to buildabettermenow.com. You want to get serious? Go to buildabetterme.now. Buildabettermenow.com. That's the first week of the program. No fee. Go right now, but you won't do that. I'm so busy. Okay, good. How's your busy? We're serving you. I'm asking you to get focused. Give me a year, and you won't recognize the rest of your generations. I'm not talking about the 2023 is going to be your best year ever. In 2024, you're going to do things you have only dreamed of. I'm talking about you being able to leave a legacy, 5, 6 generations, 8, 10 generations. That's how much you can do. That's how much influence you can have with the winter that's coming, the economy that's coming. You can, right now is a great time to prepare. Right now is one of the best times ever in the history of history for you to prepare for this economic winter that's coming, for you to be in such a place of leverage. You have to know what business are you in, what business are you really in, and where do you need to be in 6 months, because it is going to be wildly the wild, wild west in 6 months. Even if we stay at the same economic rate, but how many, somebody's laying off 13,000 people. Somebody else is laying off 18,000 people. Somebody else is laying off 22,000 people. 7 businesses are closing. Industry is shutting down. Why? Because of this economic winter that's we've been in, and most people have had their heads stuck in a heater somewhere thinking this is just fine, and their ass is freezing off. Just saying. It all comes back to state. And if you're focusing on strategy, the how, you are going to be stuck in a world of hurt, because the how is going to instantly vaporize on you. It will. The how you can use today won't be the same how you can look at GTP, Chat GTP. I'm glad I'm not a copywriter. I'm glad I'm not a teacher, a tenured teacher in a school in 3 to 5 years, when all of a sudden it's changing at a faster pace. You want to know the numbers? So here's the numbers. It took Google and them how many 5 years to get 1 million followers? Do you know how many days, not weeks, how many days it took Chat GTP to get 1 million followers? 1 million active users? 5 days. 5 days. So you tell me, if it takes 20 years to get 1 million users on the phone, it takes 5 years for them to get 1 million users on all of these platforms, and Chat GTP does it in 5 days. You think the economy is the same? This isn't about how anymore. This is about state. You literally have to connect to the higher source that's called you and be asking better questions. You want better answers? Ask better questions. You're trying to do better strategy? You're stuck. You're done for. You're gone. Your history, your statistic. It's going to be about state. There's going to be I learned this, I read this 20 years ago. There's going to be 3 classes of opportunities. The ones who create the machine. Do you think the guys were 27 billion? The Chat GTPs were 27 billion right now. It's cap value. It's how old? 27 billion. It's how old? You're going to either create the machine, you're going to work on the machine, how to fix it, or you're going to teach how to use the machine. Those are the three areas you're going to create income from. Create, teach, or use. Create, fix, or use. Create, fix, or use. I'm not good at creating. I am no good at fixing. And the machine that I'm going to teach you how to use is this thing called your human nature. That's my story for today. If you're ready, reach out to me. I'll get you the code for the 12-week program. 500. It's only today, the 23rd, January 23rd. So it's on record only today. Other than that, I don't know. I think it's going up to $2,400. Best money you could spend, because there's a guarantee. You don't make the money, I'll give you your money back. Listen, it's worth $100,000. If I can teach you how to make $1 million a year, isn't this worth 100 grand? You got to come off of your old story. You got to come off of this fear. You got to come off of this doubt. Things are about to adopt on a global scale, and you got to ask, are you in the parade or not? So there you go. Reach out to me, private message me. I'll get you the code. And if you don't, you missed out on it, but you won't know it because you didn't take action. So anyways, there you go. I love you tons. I am your head brain scrambling Monday Mayhem Misfit. I will see you all where? Hopefully at the next event. Till then, bye for now. And YouTube, of course, that offer goes to you as well. I appreciate you so very, very, very much. I hope you have an incredible, outstanding, fun-filled, life-changing day. I will see you all where? At the next